Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Myself Ganesh. Today we are talking about this load balancer. So this load balancer we have already discussed in this previous two slides. So there are application load balancer and this second one, that is the network load balancer. So we have done this demonstration over this application and network. So under this one VPC we have done this demonstration. Now we are creating two VPCs, and under this two VPC how we can establish this load balancer. So we will do this demonstration under this video. So now I am going to create two VPCs. Okay, so I am selecting the VPC under services. Here is the option, that is the your VPC. So you need to click on it. Create, giving the name my VPC 1. Here I am going to use this CIDR, that is 10.0.0.0/16, and create it. Just one moment. Create it. Yeah, now my VPC is created. Now we are going to create subnet. So under your VPC you need to create two subnet for this VPC, because when we are create this load balancer, so there is the target group. So under this target group we will add this subnet, so that VPC we will add. So under this VPC two subnets we need to create, and another VPC having this one subnet. So at least two subnets we need to add under this under your target group using this VPC. So I am going to create two subnets under this VPC. Just click on create subnet. Here I am giving the name my VPC 1 subnet. Here you need to select your VPC. Here you need to select this availability zone, that is 1A I am going to select, and I am assigning this IP address 10.0.0. Here I am going to assign this network, that is 1.0/24, and just create it. Close it. Now creating another subnet having the name my VPC 1 subnet 2. Selecting same VPC. Here I am selecting this second availability, that is the 1B, and here I am going to select this network, that is 2.0. Create it and close it. Now you need to create your internet subnet, internet gateway. So click on create internet gateway. Here I am going to specify the name my internet gateway 1 and create it. You need to create route table. Under this route table, just create a route table having the name my VPC1 route, giving the attaching same VPC. Okay, it is asking for this create route table ID does not exist. Okay, 1 minute. Cancel it. Okay, I'm going to remove it first. No issue. Okay, so before this creating route table, first you need to go under this internet gateway and you need to attach that internet gateway with your VPC. So you need to attach it first. Here is the VPC and you need to attach it. Once it attaches, you need to create the route table. Here I need to select route table as route 1 VPC, my VPC, and create it. Now this route is now created. So under this route you need to add this route table. Some entry you need to add to go to connect your machine with the internet using this internet gateway. Just save it and close it. Now all settings we are done. We need to associate your subnet also. So both subnet we need to associate and save it. Now you need to create another VPC with the different name. So my VPC2, and here I am going to specify this another range, that is 192.168.0.0/16 and create it. You need to create subnet. Here we are creating only one subnet. Having the name my VPC2 subnet, and just you need to select second VPC and you can specify. We have already assigned that is 1 and B, so now we are selecting this another authentication having this block ID, that is 192.168.1.0. This is my network. I need to select, just create it, close it. Now you need to create your internet gateway. I'm specifying the name, that is my internet, my VPC internet gateway 2. Create it. So you need to attach it first with the VPC2. Now you need to create route table. Here I am specifying the name route 2 and specify it for this VPC2. Create it. Once it create, you need to specify your route entry to connect your machines with the internet. Here you need to select internet gateway and click this ID, save route, close it. Create now subnet association, edit subnet association. You need to select this subnet and save it. So all this VPC related task we have done. Now we are connecting this both VPC using this peering connection. So using this peering connection, both VPC can connect and will communicate with each other. So now I am going to specify the name VPC1 and VPC2. Here is the requester. You can select anyone. I am selecting VPC1, and here is the acceptor. So you can select the VPC2 and just click it and create peering connection. Now this connection is now establishing. So once it establishes this connection, we will accept it. Just you need to, yeah, it's taking some time, so I need to pause this video. Okay, now you need to accept it. So once it accept, it will show as available. Just close it. Now connection is established and it's showing this active. Okay, Now you need to create your EC2 instance. Go under this EC2. Here there is no EC2 instance available, so I need to create it. So there are three instances we will create. So I am going to select my Linux machine. Here you need to select my VPC1 first, and here I am going to select 1A availability zone first and enable this IP address, and just click on next. Here I need to assign tag name is having VPC1 server 1 and configure it. Here if suppose you want to create any okay, I am going to create one service group as VPC1 SG, my VPC1 SG, my VPC1 SG1, and here you need to specify the port, that is HTTP and HTTPS, and you need to select this anywhere, anywhere and anywhere, review and launch it. So you need to create this key having the name VPC my VPC1 key 1 server key 1 server 1 key, and download it, save it and launch it. Okay, you need to just scroll down, view instance. Now we are creating this another instance under same VPC we are creating, but with different subnet. VPC1, here you need to select 1B. We have selected first one, that is 1A. Now we are selecting for 1B. Here you need to enable it, add storage, add tag. Here I am specifying the name, that is my name, my VPC1 server 2. Security group, you can select your existing security group having this name, and review and launch. Here you can select this existing keying key. I'm going to select same one, VPC where is that key, VPC1 server 1 key, right? So this is my key which we have downloaded before, so launch it. So same key we can use for both these instances. Now we are creating this third Linux machine under this VPC2. Here you need to select VPC2, and here is the one subnet we have created. You need to enable it, click on add tag. Here I am specifying the name, my VPC2 server, configure. Here you can select your existing, or you need to create the new one. So I am going to select this same, and here I need to add some rule, that is for HTTP and HTTPS. Here you need to select anywhere, review and launch. Going to create one new key having the name my VPC2, and here is the server only. Okay, key 1. Download it and save it. Launch. Your view instance. Okay, now you need to paste all these IP address. This is the private IP address of my VPC 1 server 1. Select on VPC 1 server 2 having this private ID. You need to copy it and specify the name VPC 1 server 2. Third one, that is the VPC 2 server. Click on it, copy it, paste it here. VPC 2 server. Okay, now you need to take the putty of each of the server. So first you need to generate this key. I am taking putty of my VPC 2 server. Here you need to load. Under download you need to select all files. My VPC 2 key server, right? This is my key. You need to save it as private key. Under desktop I am going to save having the name VPC 2 server and save it. Close it and take putty. Here you need to set auth browse VPC2 key, open it, EC2 -user. Okay, I am taking the putty of another server. This is my another server. Here you need to copy your public IP address. So I am going to take new session. So before that, first we need to use this putty key for this VPC 1 servers. Load, download. Here select all files. VPC 1 key. Save as private key as. Here under desktop I am going to say naming this VPC 1 server. For server 1 and server 2 we have saved as the same key, so we don't have an issue. Auth browse VPC 1 server and open it. EC2 -user. Okay, now I am taking the putty of another server having this IP address. You need to copy it. This is my first server and just check the IP address and you need to put it here, and you need to take the same key which we have downloaded, VPC 1 key, and just open it, because for both the servers we have taken same key. VPC2 -user, enter it. Okay, now all three servers are accessible to us. Third one, yeah, this is third. Okay, so you need to install one by one on each server. First you need to use sudo space su, enter, yum space install space httpd space -y, enter. Same command you need to put on another two server. Y, Y. Okay, under this vi, first you need to start the service system ctl space restart space httpd. Okay, here you need to go under this sudo space su, sudo space su, and then you need to run this command using root user. I'm going to run this command. Now this systemctl command is run and the service is now started, right? On all three servers it is started. Now I'm going to create one web page under this var/ww/html having the name index.html. Okay, enter it. Suppose I am giving this name server1. Okay, name server1, save it. Another one, that is server2. And here is the server3 are specified. Okay, now all three servers have done their configuration. Now we need to check either it is working or not, right? So first we need to create the load balancer. So click on load balancer. So first we have created two VPC. Under one VPC we have created two subnets and another VPC having one subnet. Now we are creating this load balancer. So we are using this application load balancer here, and here it is asking for name. So I am giving name, that is the Ayan load balancer. Here is internet facing, you need to select same HTTP. Here is the availability zone, it is asking for availability zone. So you need to select VPC1 because under this VPC1 we have selected two subnets. So you need to select it, and so only one VPC you can select while configuring this load balancer, and this another VPC having their private IP you can register it under their target group. So I'm going to create it, configure. Here it is asking for this existing, so you need to click on my VPC 1 SG1. So this is the service group we have created, so you need to select same one or you can create a new one. I'm giving the name target 1. With using IP we are doing this demonstration, so you need to click on IP, click on next. Here this is your default VPC VPC1, so you need to assign their private IP address here. So this is my VPC1, this is my private IP, so you need to paste it here and add it. You need to add another server also, enter and add it. Now this IP is having another VPC, right? So you need to, and this is our private IP address VPC2. So you need to click on other private IP, and here you need to select this IP address, just paste it and add under this list. Now all three servers are registered to be registered. Now you need to review and create it. Now all settings we have done, so it will take some time to create it. So I am going to pause this video. Now my connection is active, so go under this description and just copy this DNS. Now paste it under this browser and check either it is working or not. So now it is working for server 1, server 2, and we need to check either server 3 is reflecting or not. I'm going to paste this URL again. So here server 2 is reflecting, server 2 1 1 2. Okay, it is not reflecting. So for that we need to check either this connection peering is established or not. So first we need to go under this VPC, because we need to specify the path, because this communication still is not established between the servers. So I think this is the reason. So under this route table you need to go first and you need to specify the path. So just click on route and here edit route, and here you need to add one rule. So here you need to specify the path for this another VPC, that is 192.0.0.0/16. So you need to specify okay, here 192.168.0.0. okay, and here is the option, that is the connection peering, that is the connection, and here we have created. So you just save it. Same thing you need to do it for this another route. Go to under this edit route, add route, and you need to specify this 10 series 10.0.0.0/16, and here same option you need to select, that is peering connection, and save it. Now you can check either it is working or not. It will take some time to reflect it. One moment, I need to check it. So till the time I need to pause. So actually we have not refreshed that page, that is under this load balancer, when we have done this connection peering and we have defined the path under this route. So after that you need to refresh this load balancer. So you need to go under this load balancer and just click on it, and you need to refresh it, okay, and copy this URL again, and then you need to check either it is working or not. So now it is going under this server 3 also, server 1 2 3. So 1, yeah, 1 2 3, all three servers are now load balancing are going using this IP. So it is working now. So this is the demonstration, and now we are going to remove all these things. So first you need to remove your load balancer. So how you can remove it? First you need to click on delete, then go to under target group, click on it, and action, delete, yes, delete. Now you need to select, okay, go to under your VPC first. Okay, before VPC you need to remove your EC2 instance, because this VPC is connected with your EC2. For first you need to remove your EC2 instance. Go to under it and select terminate instance, yes, select another instance, action, instance state, terminate instance. Okay, this option. Click on it. Terminate. Now select third server. Okay, it is not still. Have to select it. Now all three servers are removed. Now we need to remove VPC. So go to under this VPC. Here is the option that is the connection peering. So first you need to remove your connection peering. Delete VPC peering. Yes, delete. It is deleted. Now you need to remove your VPC. So this is my VPC too. Delete VPC. Here is the confirmation. Delete. Delete. Now we need to select another VPC. Click on delete. Confirm it and delete it. So this is the method to use this network load balancer, your elastic load balancer in between two VPC. So thank you guys, thank you for watching this video.